I ain't rich yet, but life been amazing to me. And I was never known for the play with nigga. Hot box this shit with I'm blazing, nigga. Your bitch wanna come kick flavor with me. I ain't got time for the fake it with you. And I'm all out of them favor niggas. You gotta go get to the paper, nigga. But y'all still out here saving, bitch. Shit, goddamn. These niggas lame as hell. I rock with the game forever. Rock out with the thing on whoever. Shit, goddamn. These niggas lame as hell. I rock with the game forever. Rock out with the thing on whoever. Rock out with the thing on whoever. No meat meal, but a level. If she knew better, then she'll do better. But she grown the fuck, ain't no need for the teller. Ice on my nigga, I just might change the weather. Don't no one do it better. I was telling these niggas to cool it. Fuck it, that AR got cooler, kid. Ice on my neck, how I do the shit. Fuck on your bitch, she sending me news. Fell on her titties, I snut on her boobs. These niggas hating, I ran up the loot. Teaching these niggas like I was in school. Can't shake your hand, they act like we cool. Bitch, I'm the man, no point for the proof. I'm off them Zans and no need to snooze. These niggas lame as hell. They saving hoes like Superman. We keep them dying forever. Choppers on they give a super tan. I'm on the field with no stranger. Fuck your bitch, I made a famous. Nigga, you know ain't no game. You should like what this shit'll get dang. I ain't rich yet, but life been amazing to me. And I was never known for the play with nigga. Hot box this shit with I'm blazing, nigga. Your bitch wanna come kick flavor with me. I ain't got time for the fake it with you. And I'm all out of them favor niggas. You gotta go get to the paper, nigga. But y'all still out here saving, bitch. Shit, goddamn. These niggas lame as hell. I rock with the game forever. Rock out with the thing on whoever. Shit, goddamn. These niggas lame as hell. I rock with the game forever. Rock out with the thing on whoever. Shit, goddamn. Rock out with the thing on whoever. Rock with the game forever. Rock out with the thing on whoever. Rock on the thing on whoever. Shit, goddamn. Rock on that thing, Hunchoo. Goddamn. Rock out with the thing, whoever. Rock with the game forever. Rock out with the thing on whoever. Rock on that thing, whoever. Shit, God.
Yo, what's good? It's Jamon T with Twisted Torch TV, and I'm back again to do another breakdown on Atlanta Falcons Training Camp. Episode 2. You know, we're in the second week of training camp. We've had 2 scrimmages, and our players have looked amazing out there. Dan Quinn is keeping them up to date, making sure they're doing their things before, like working out, eating healthy, everything, staying away from certain people, as you may know, because of COVID. We haven't had any issues as far as players having COVID. That's big-time players. You know, we've had minor players, but that's irrelevant. Let's go ahead and chop it up regarding the roster. Some moves we made and just how training camp is went doing those scrimmages. As far as releasing players, we let go of Jamon Brown finally. An ex-player used to play for the Giants. He played left guard last year. He has too many injury issues as far as concussion protocol. He keeps having arm issues. Like, duh. We don't need you anyway because you were having a lot of false start penalties, a lot of penalties that were causing us to do bad in the red zone. So, thank you, Dan Quinn. Thank you, Thomas Dimitrov, for making that smart decision. We may have lost maybe $2 or $3 million in cap because of it, but some players just don't deserve to be in the organization. That's cool. AJ Terrell, he's been going against Julio Jones recently. You know, he went against Calvin Ridley the first week. He's been going against Julio Jones, and Julio Jones gave him a lot of respect because he's not being too grabby as, you know, corners are. They're not trying to double team. He's going man to man and showing them that he's able to compete. He had 2 breakups versus Julio Jones, which is a good thing because Julio really rarely gets guarded like that unless you're double team or triple team. He looks actually good versus Julio. You know, he's only 6'1". Julio's like 6'3", 6'4", but he looked like he was able to hang with Julio. Speed for speed. They did like a crossing route. He broke it up. I'll have some highlights of the scrimmages in the clip, you know, when we get that editing done. But, yeah, he looks excellent, man. His speed is good. You can see it there. Like, he was right with Julio throughout the whole catch. Put his hand up to block the pass. phenomenal coverage. That's how you can tell Raheem Morris is able to get the corners and safeties in position to make plays. He is a great defensive coordinator. He's going to put them out there to succeed. We've also had good plays from Kendall Sheffield, who had a breakup pass versus Calvin Ridley in scrimmage. We had good breakups with Ricardo Allen. Man, he's like 29 years old. He's just out there making plays. He's getting everybody in position. He can guard backs. He can guard tight ends. He can guard slot receivers. Like, he's just a player that came from Purdue a long time ago that played cornerback and was able to make the adjustments to switch to safety. And that's what we need. We need players to be able to cover multiple positions on that defense. Keanu Neal, killer. I've seen him go out, he's reading plays better. As you see, like when people have injuries, players have injuries, they study film more. They see, how they relate to react on certain plays that they should have made previously. So he's able to diagnose plays quicker. He's able to get down to the scrimmage, line of scrimmage, to break up passes, to stop the run. He's just diagnosing every play how he's supposed to, being at that strong safety position. The defensive line, I think Fowler is a good key pickup because he's willing to help others. We have a lot of young players that's doing the pass rush, and he's showing players how to do bull rush, how to do spin move, how to do techniques as far as with the defensive line. He's just looking good, man. On stunt plays, all that. Fowler's going to be a key ignition for our defense, to start the games off, because if he gets that sack on third down and to start those games, he's going to turn up. His celebration is impactful. Him and Tack McKinley, so they have a lot of energy that they bring to the game. Grady Jarrett, Deion Jones, we all know what they are to this team. We know they're going to make plays. I would like to see Deion Jones be able to do more coverage, though. I know we run the Tampa 2 scheme, and he's going to be back, 10, 15 yards back sometimes, a la the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that scheme that they do with Levante David. I like the scheme, but I just prefer him to be in man coverage a little bit more to use his attributes, because he's fast. He's able to guard anybody. Like, they'll really have him guarding crossing routes with Juilo in scrimmages, and I don't know what that's about. We need to cut that out. We're not going to do that in the league. Like, let's just cut that out. Offensive line. The only thing we're probably having on offense that's really competing is that third slot receiver and then left guard. As you know, we let James Brown go, so he's a dub. Only people we have left is Carpenter, and then we have Matt Hennessy. Me personally, I've seen what Carpenter did last year. I wasn't really too impressed because he got injured 2 games too. He gives up sacks, but he's good at run blocking. So that's one attribute he has, but I just prefer Matt Hennessy to get that play in, because next year he's going to be playing a lot more. We gave a 3rd round pick for him out of Temple, so I just think that he needs to go in starting and gel with Matt, with Lindstrom, with Jake. We're doing a load management with all of our players, everybody that's cold. Only person who doesn't really sit down like that is Matt Ryan. That's because he has to execute. He has to make sure he's on plays, everything with that. Todd Gurley, I feel like he doesn't really need to practice that much. Really, I don't feel like he needs to practice that much. Alex Mack, I feel like they don't need to practice that much. Like, with our players, we have to do load management to stop those injuries from happening down the line. I feel like in our scrimmages, from what I've seen, our defenses did pretty good. Matt Ryan usually goes to Juilo when, it's tough and no one's picking up the passes or no one's able to get open. Julio's going to be open every time. I feel like with Calvin Ridley, the addition of him being even better to execute on these routes, because his routes are nasty, man. I really prefer if Calvin Ridley didn't go against nobody on our defense backs, because I don't need him breaking no ankles. I don't need him doing anything, because those stop routes are deadly. I seen him do a stop route on AJ Terrell. Terrell's a young man. He can handle that, but I mean, those players that's been playing a couple years, sit them down. We don't need to have that. I really appreciate Calvin Ridley for him going out there and just taking his game to the next level. Matt Ryan, I expect him to do better, man. His precision is just excellent. People may say that they don't like how Matt Ryan does the deep ball, but if you ask receivers, he has one of the nicest deep balls. Like, it's not a hard pass like how Vic used to be. It's a nice thrown pass to where you can just go up under it. My only issue is wondering if he's going to be able to finally let that cannon go, because Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones, 9 times out of 10, they're usually stopping and slowing down to catch the ball. And if he leads them, it's touchdown every time. So we have to make sure we do a better job of that, a la like 2016. If we get those plays down pat, it's going to be hard to stop us. As far as Todd Gurley, I feel like our second back, Ito Smith and Brian Hill, are competing to the max. I feel like both of them will be able to stay, and we will have 3 to 4 backs during the league year. Receivers, the slot receiver. I think Gage has an upside to him because he played in the offense last year. Tread Wills is having the case of the drops, and I understand that this is his 4th year or 5th year, and he just has to be better, man, because you never know. You could be on the sideline tomorrow, because we have a good receiving core. 17, fast, speedy, like a Taylor Gabriel. Like there's no competing with that receiving core. So if you're gonna make plays, you gotta make them in training camp, man. You won't get that much playing time. I'm just being honest. Tight ends, Hayden Hurst is gonna do his thing. I've seen him make good key catches. He is so fast to be a tight end, man. Like, he just reminds me of the old school Gates, or the new age of tight ends, or how they're speedy, run good routes, a la Kelsey. I just need that in our offense to be better, because if we get that Tony G feel from Matt Ryan, our offense is gonna expand as far as the field. There's no more bringing only having 5 or 6 people in the box and then putting all the coverage with the receivers and Julio and Calvin Ridley. No more of that. This would be, you're going to have to pick your poison. You're going to pick to go to guard, put 8 in the box for Todd Gurley. You're going to have to pick to put 2 or 3 on Julio or Calvin Ridley. Or you're just going to have to play man-to-man with Hayden Hurst, and he's going to eat you alive. Or we're going to run screens, and we're going to run the ball out the backfield. So those are very key assets that we look forward to. Pick your poison. We've been saying this for years. Everybody that's played football knows about pick your poison. When you have so many athletes on the field at one time, it's hard to level out on one person. Most teams will try to do Julio to think that that's our person, but no. If Todd Gurley gets started quick, you won't be able to guard Julio like that. And that's just an attribute we needed. Just like 2016, you couldn't guard Freeman. You couldn't guard Tevin Coleman like that because they were so elusive and elite out that backfield. So just seeing the fact that we finna have that 1-2 set again with Ito and Todd Gurley is gonna make heavens for our fans, for our team, for everything that's regarding the Atlanta Falcons. We've also did another key attribute as far as defense. I feel like the rookie Marlo, he is a playmaker. I don't know if he wants to play D-tackle. I think he doesn't like being touched too much, so he's going to want to rush on that edge. But this is Takk McKinley's year, man. Like, he's looked motivated. He's already, showing that he feels a little let down that the team didn't do the 5th-year option. But I'm sorry, man. You get injured every year. We can't put all that money into you, and we don't know if you're going to put up a double-digit sack. Like, the closest you've been to double-digit sacks is your rookie year when you had 8. You know what I mean? So you're there, but I just feel like you have to finish those plays, and that's going to be a difference. That's what Fowler's going to bring to our defensive line, finishing plays, because he made 11.5 sacks. Grady Jarrett had 6.5 sacks. Just imagine, Grady Jarrett should have had 10.5 sacks last year. He missed a lot of sacks in the beginning of the year. So just imagine how that dynamic is going to change our defensive line to where Manion's going to be able to do more blitzes. He's going to be able to help Terrell out if he needs help. He's going to be able to help the corners out if he needs help. I just want to let you guys know there will be no more crossing routes in the field of play when Keanu Neal is there. So if your game plan is running crossing routes and running man coverage, good luck to you, because Keanu Neal is there to lay the hammer. Ricardo Allen can tackle pretty good. DeMonte Casey is a ball hawk. So you're going to pick your poison on defense too. Whoever you want to go with, we're going to try to stop to the best of our ability. If we get pressure on the QB, it's going to change the dynamic of that defensive play. I'm looking forward to how our defense is going to be. The season starts in 3 weeks, guys. 3 weeks. I'm counting down, anxious for the team. It's going to get like... I just can't wait to break down each game by game, before the game, after the game. And, I'm going to have the ticket. I'm going to look at other teams too. But appreciate everybody that subscribed to the channel. We just hit 50 subscribers. I'm just thankful and happy that people are actually viewing the content. Shouts out to everybody that viewed the previous Falcons Training Camp edition. It's almost at 1,400 views. So keep liking and subscribing to the channel. I promise I'm going to drop more content. The more subscribers I have, the more content I will drop. I might start dropping things multiple in a week instead of just dropping 2 or 3 in 1 week or 1 in the next week. I might just start doing it on a daily basis or at least 3 to 4 times a week every time we get new information regarding the Falcons. Like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on all social media platforms because I will be giving updates on the channel. I will discuss what's the next topic, who we'll be having on the channel. So let me know what you think in the comments. Drop a gem if you need it. Like and subscribe. Jumpman T, Twisted Torch TV. We here.